真っ白な羽が今降り注いで目の前の景色ごと奪うプロローグ
Hey everyone, it's 6811 Hyper Blossom here. I'm here to actually do my first anime and manga review, so this should be really fun. The first one I'm going to start off with for this 1st of June is for Rosario Vampire. Whenever I first saw it, I really thought it was cute. I'm actually a very good vampire lover series person. And so whenever I saw this anime, I just had to watch it, and first few episodes was very interesting. I thought it was very cutesy, but at the same time, per se, kind of perverted a little bit. So yeah, but I kept watching the series until it was completely finished. I was amazed by it. I absolutely loved it. By the time I finished it, I was really sad. I was really hoping they could have made a season 3. But, I don't know. We'll talk about that a little later in this. But, a few months later, though, after I had watched the anime of it, I got to see a couple of advertisements for it as the manga while reading some other things like Sankareya and maybe few chapters of Bleach and all them. Yes, I do like them. Up to date with a few of them. A little manly, but it's still great as the half girl, half guy theme. Anyway, though, so I saw that and I was like, alright, I have got to read this. I gotta see how it plays out, see how different it is from the anime, and I'd like to say it is outstandingly different. The first few chapters is pretty much exactly the same, and all the other characters and how they meet each other is pretty much exactly the same. After you get to know some of the characters, though, it goes way off in the story that the anime has never explored, never explained, and they just created a totally different story. So maybe that's one of the reasons why I decided to do Rosario Vampire. But yeah, I'd like to go ahead and get started with the anime first of all. Whoops, anime. Forgot the A on Japanese is A. But so if I mispronounce some things, I am terribly sorry. I am still trying to learn. But anyway though, so in the anime, first off, we have Tsukune Aoni. He is a teenage boy who enrolls in Yokai Academy without realizing that it is a school for monsters. Whenever he first gets assigned, he meets Moka Akashiya, a vampire who takes an interest in him because of the sweet taste of his blood. So, through the first couple of chapters, the first 2 maybe, it kind of has Moka running around the schoolhouse chasing after Skune, and Skune just thinks of her as the most adorablest thing in the whole world, and that he just cannot believe he got enrolled in the school with such a cute girl. Until later he finds out, in the same first chapter, he realizes she's a vampire and the whole school is for monsters. He then freaks out and starts to run away, but then he realizes Moka then gets in trouble and totally goes to save her. And he ends up taking off her Trinity Cross and allowing her to become into vampire mode, which is completely awesome because you got the silver hair, the red eyes, the powerful aura, as they monsters say. So it's total awesome. She totally kicks the guy's butt. So Oh, and just for reference, I would like to say, even though this is supposed to be a review for Rosario Vampire, I will be giving a few hints and details about some chapters and episodes, perhaps. So I would like to say this might be a spoiler for you if you have not read or watched it yet. So just to keep that on alert, if you hate spoilers, just go ahead and either skip or just click away. Hopefully not click away though, because I love you all. But so anyway though, later on in the anime, they find a bunch of other friends, like later Kurumu Kurono. She's the succubus. She's able to charm people with her magical eyes. I guess some kind of love charm she puts on Tsukune to make her love him, and you know, she ends up being Mocha's rival even though they're basically best friends, which goes a lot deeper in the manga. I love that. You have, okay, I don't know how you pronounce this name, Jine Morioka. It's supposed to be the werewolf dude. Don't ask me how you pronounce it, I have no clue. I don't even know if I spelled that right. Hopefully I did. If I didn't, please correct me. As I usually need to be. So yeah, he's the werewolf. He's like a total pervert peeker, which later in the manga, he starts to actually get the hots for Kurumu. Did I say that right? Yes, Kurumu, okay. I thought it was Kurama. That would have been totally like from Kami-sama Hajime Mashita. Phew. So yeah, he's the total pervert guy, but I mean, he turns out to be a rocking person. Rocking person. Not just from the anime, but especially from the manga. He turns out in the most best ways possible. You will love this guy. Then you have Yukari Shindo, a small little witch. She actually looks like she'd be like a 5th grade or something like that, but she is smart enough to go a high school grade level. So she's the best in the class. She gets picked on a lot though because she's considered so small, and people just don't like her because she's also a witch, which is like the borderline between a human and monster, so people really look down on her, which I kind of don't like. I mean, I don't know why, I've kind of always been a fan for little witches. They're so adorable and cute, and you know, you kind of know how they'd feel, especially if you've gone through history class with witch trials. You feel sorry for them after a while. So, you know, she's a little 11-year-old witch, but, you know, still adorable. Then we come out with Ruby Tojo. She is a lot older witch. I really don't see how she could be in school still, but she works for the headmaster of the school whenever she does get enrolled in there. But, you know, the first time we meet her in the anime is whenever over at the sunflower patch when everyone's on vacation in the newspaper club. And she believes that she should stay in her sunflower patch and protect it because so many people are trying to get rid of it. And you know, I kind of feel how she feels on that as well, because you want to save nature, conserve it, you know. But you know, that's totally my opinion. I'm not hurting anyone else's, so I want to go ahead and get off that topic before I conclude to some war fest. So, you know, really saddening. In actuality, the manga is different on how she goes to the school. You know, in the anime, apparently the person she stays with is, I guess, dead. I'm not really sure on that. I mean, I guess she's dead. I'm not really sure. But on the manga, she's actually not dead. I'm pretty sure it's a girl on the manga. It looked like a guy, but I'm pretty sure it was a girl. I think they called it Miss. But yeah. So, we'll get to that later with the characters for the manga perspectives. Then you have, next up we have Mizori Shirayuki, the little ice woman here. She's nice. I actually really like her character. I love her personality. In the anime, I think she's quite seen as like stalker, pervert. Okay, scratch pervert really. She's just really stalker-like. So yeah, she's rather stalker-like on that whole fest. In the manga though, I mean, she really wants Skune to be happy, whether it's not with her or not. She really loves Skune. She feels for him. Her situation in the manga is just terrible. Not to try and get anything out on that, but you just have to read and find out. And, it just kind of goes from there with the characters. Now, what I would like to explain with the anime on some things is that the anime is really perverted, which the first season of the manga is not. Absolutely not. The anime does have a nice storyline. It's just that it kind of wrapped everything up too fastly, especially whenever they kind of went against the one people, I'm trying to do this review and I can't even remember anything anymore. Wow, I should really study on the characters more. Anyway, it was some fox yokai dude. So yeah, and then faced her Mocha's father in the second season. I don't know, I think they totally made it backwards. But it was definitely off from the manga. I think in the Japanese version and English, they did some rockin' voices. I really love the voicings. I'd have to get some DVD for English voices on that, because it was wonderful. I love the singing voice they acquired for that. Very nice. The only thing I'd have to say that was really negative about the anime is just that it doesn't explore that much, like, at all. Like, it doesn't explore more about Mocha's sister. Sure, it has Kokla, probably didn't pronounce that right, but it has her little sister. It shows her, yes, but it doesn't really explain to her. It just tells us she has 3 other sisters, but it doesn't explore that. It doesn't go way out into it like the manga did. Okay, the manga, it had like every new season to chapter for the second season, it went way out there with all of Mocha's sisters, all her family members. The storyline they created for the manga was simply outburstingly amazing. Alright, if you had to choose between reading the anime or manga, I would most definitely consider the manga. It was outstanding. Beautiful. The anime also didn't explore into Tsukune's vampire side, which in the manga he does become a vampire. Half vampire until he becomes a ghoul, and from there it's just kind of going back and forth on trying to get himself stabilized so he won't turn into a ghoul. But he does acquire Mocha's vampire blood, like it did at the dead end of season 2, but it just didn't explore that though. Manga, it really explores it. It shows him with some awesome action scenes. Beautiful. Just simply beautiful on that. But like I said though, it doesn't explore the past much, especially for Mocha's family. It doesn't explore any of the other characters' past, which it really should have. It went a little bit for Ruby's past, just slightly whenever they was at the sunflower patch, but it didn't even go that far whatsoever. It just barely went on the surface. But the manga, it explained everything about the characters. It went into full detail about everything about them. Why they would like Skune, why they're friends with each other, what their past was like, how it makes them different from now. All of it is all contributed into the manga. So, manga I would highly, highly read. now I'm going to have to, well, I don't know. This is probably going to be into part 2 just because of YouTube standards, so I'll see you in the next one.